We are Random Respawn, and this is Random Recommendations, showing off games that are remarkable, relaxing, refreshing, radical, or just really, really fun. Hey everyone, Calebyte here. In this episode we're looking at Transistor, a sci-fi themed action RPG from the creators of Bastion and most recently, Pyre. Transistor is quite simply a beautiful game. Stunning visuals, great voice acting, and a mesmerizing soundtrack make every step of this mysterious adventure enjoyable. In a similar fashion to their first game, Bastion, you pick up the story somewhere in the middle and attempt to piece together just what the heck is going on in this futuristic utopia engulfed in chaos. And don't worry, I'm not really going to talk about the story in this video, so I don't spoil anything for those of you who haven't played it yet. Developed by Supergiant Games, Transistor released on May 20th, 2014 for $20 on PS4 and PC, Mac, and Linux. It later came out on the iPhone and iPad as well. The uniqueness of this game, and what was a bit of a curveball when it first released, is the combat system. It's a somewhat traditional fast-paced action experience blended with this turn-based strategy-esque element, something kinda like the VAT system from Fallout. During combat, you can enter turn mode and plan out your movements and actions. You'll move much more quickly than the enemies while in this mode, so it allows you to reposition and deal damage with relative safety. However, once you execute your turn, your energy meter is consumed and you'll be essentially defenseless while it regenerates. So it's not exactly turn-based, but you need to be mindful of the entire battlefield, more so than the typical action RPG. Oh, and pay attention to the little tips shown at the top of the screen just under the energy bar while in turn mode. These are easy to miss, and some are actually pretty helpful. There's a rather diverse set of enemies you'll encounter, and just like you, each will get new upgrades as the game progresses. Your attacks come from a variety of different functions, and this system has a surprising amount of depth and customization for personal experience because each ability can serve 3 different roles interchangeably. You can use it as an active skill, you can use its properties to upgrade a different skill, or you can boost your character with a passive ability. And I encourage you to experiment with this system a lot, as there are tons of viable configurations and combos. Later on, it'll be beneficial for you to have experience with all of the abilities, because if your health bar depletes during an encounter, rather than dying outright, one of your active skills will overload, and you'll continue to fight with the rest of your abilities. This continues until you have no remaining active skills, or basically 3 lives. The catch, however, is that if you're victorious in this way, any of the skills that were overloaded remain unavailable for the next battle, so you'll need to switch your loadout around and improvise with your second or third favorite options. I really appreciate this design as it punishes mistakes, but not too harshly. It also forces a bit of gameplay variety so you aren't just using the same 3 or 4 skills the whole game, which is good because towards the end a lot of the encounters can begin to feel a little samey. You're also encouraged to experiment with your loadouts to fully uncover the story. Each ability holds information about people within the world, and you unlock the full details of their profile by using that ability in each of the 3 slots: active, upgrade, and passive. One final bit of experience customization is in the difficulty of your playthrough. You can modify this with the various limiters that are introduced. These add an extra layer of hardship for increased experience gains. You'll also uncover optional challenge rooms that'll help you gain mastery over the game's mechanics. These do ramp up in complexity pretty quickly, but they're great ways to improve your skill set, and again, they're completely optional. Transistor is an excellent example of atmospheric storytelling. It's a little obscure, and if you don't like this type of sci-fi setting, you may not enjoy it as much as I did. But honestly, it's worth it just for the 3 reasons I started off with: visuals, voice acting, and music. It's not terribly long, but probably around 7 to 8 hours for an average playthrough, and I think there's a lot of merit in a compact and polished experience. Oh, and there's also New Game Plus, so just when you think you've figured everything out, you probably haven't. I don't know what made me think about playing this game again, but I've really enjoyed giving it another run through, and I hope I've piqued your interest enough to check it out or any of Supergiant's other games. This will most likely be the last random recommendation for a while, since I'll be focusing on Destiny 2 content for the near future with the other guys of Random Respawn, but feel free to continue making suggestions. You know where to find us. Take care, Calebyte, out.